Hello, there. Welcome back to my channel. You're going to continue to develop our app from where we ended the last time. So we are going to work on our navigational bar. We're going to work on our navigational bar. So the first thing I want us to create is to go to include for navigation. We're going to add division element div. Let's say div. We'll add navigational element div and close that. And then within there, we're going to add a list. This is how you add list element in HTML. So the list should have a member. So let's say login list, and let's say sign up. And let's say all right, and then we can put our logo here. Okay, so let's save this and reload our page. Like as usual, before you do that, you should always switch on XAMPP, Apache, then MySQL. So you start Apache server, then you start the MySQL, and then you can go and start our browser and enter localhost, dating app index. The warning, include file nav.include a PHP failed to open no such file directory in dating app index.php on line 14. So this is how a PHP will give you an error in case there is something wrong. Okay, so this is error from PHP file that you placed in the index folder here. Okay, the error is coming from this. It said this file cannot be found. This file cannot be found. So what could be the actual cause of it? It could be that the name of the folder at which the nav file is located is include files, not include file. So when you give a wrong path to an include file, it's only going to give you an error. So let's add the X and then rerun and see what will happen. Yes. So this is how you can list item in PHP. In HTML. This is how we can list item in HTML. So this is a simple list. Okay. On ordered list, whereby we use it in a navigational element to create a navigational bar. So we're going to do that right now in CSS. So please pay attention. This include file is a PHP file, okay, and the include function is used to bring in a set of functions or a set of code that you will be repeating on several pages. Okay, a navigational bar will be repeated on several pages. So if you put them in an include file, and then you could just name a file as nav.include, okay, nav.include. It will work. But when you add a PHP to it, then everything within that file becomes hidden. Any PHP related file becomes hidden. So this makes it very safe to use the include file than using just nav.include. So this is that. So this session here is a PHP session whereby we are using a PHP function called what include to add a subset of our code in what the index what file, and this subset of our code contains our navigational what bar. So you go there to the nav.include file, and then this thing is an HTML what tag. This is an HTML list tag. This is an HTML navigational tag, HTML list tag, and then the element of what the list tag. So this is a simple, a pure what HTML what element. But we are going to work on this in CSS in our style sheet, which is here, dating the style sheet. We are going to work on them here to what make everything look like a navigational bar for every site that you be what visiting. So without saying much, let us go straight to what action. This element that we created have not been used. That's what has been labeled what yellow. When you start using them, they will all what go away, and some of them contains no selectors at all. But then this in the previous session, I said that for us to add a class to an element, you have to define the class and then put in the CSS selectors or what the behavior that you want that class to what to have on that particular what element or that particular HTML tag. But then we can also define an HTML tag directly without dealing with what the class. Without dealing with what the class. So you can say that UL, you can say something like this. A list. You can say list, then chart of list. Then we can define the out CSS tag. So that's what we are going to use to define our navigational what bar. That's what we are going to use to what code our navigational what bar. But the first thing I want us to do is that I want us to first create a nav direction for the nav what CSS HTML what tag. And let's say that this should have a width of 100%, okay, and then you have a height of, let's say, 150 pixels, okay, and then let's say the background, okay, the color or the background of this particular element should, let's say, be white or blue or any color that you prefer to be on what our dating what side. And this scenario, I'm going to go for what color? I want us our navigational bar to have what a purple what color. So let me just define the color code for that. Sorry, hash then A00 and 6D1 to give us some light or to give us some purple what color for our background. So let's see, let's go to the website and run this and see what this will be. Okay, it's not showing here. Go back and see why it is not functioning. We have our CSS selector for navigational element. Let's go to the index. We're in our index file. We have our include. The nav element is here. Alright, so let us go to our Chrome, then reload, and then we have that. Okay, like I told you, we are going to design this website together. So all the errors, all the research that I'll be making throughout this course will be available in this tutorial so that you know that we website designers don't have super brain than you. So I don't feel intimidated as you what follow along. We don't know everything about web design. Sometimes we also have to go and research as you are doing now. So this CSS code over here, okay, is what is giving us the nice outlook over here. Okay, this CSS code over here is what is giving us this. So we are going to work on this one to have a very nice what navigational bar on our front page of our dating app. So let's get back to action and let's see. This is nice, but it's not that what nice. Okay, so let's see that padding. Let's add inner padding to that. Let's say padding dash left. Let's say 10% and see what will happen. And let's say padding dash right. Let's say another 10% and let's see what it will output. So you go back to our browser, reload and see what is happening here. All right. But then we're also going to add another element or another property called margin dash left. Okay, margin dash left is a negative 10%, and then margin dash right, so negative 10%. Let's save it, reload and see. Reload and see what you have. You see, now our margin is stretching to the edges of what? Of our page. Please, are you paying attention? Before you add our navigational bar is stretching beyond the screen so that anything over there will be hidden and it will appear to be what? Perfect. Okay, it will appear to be perfect. So we add margin. We can also, please pay attention, we can also add positive margin so that it will compact what? Our navigational bar within the screen. So when you add positive margin, let's see how it will look like. We reload and then you see how it has compact our, what do you call it? Our nav bar from the left side into half 10% of what? The page. So let's go back and undo it and maintain that, and then we have a very nice looking what? Navigational bar. There is still some space at the top of the navigational bar that you don't want it to be here. So you are going back to deal with that what? That page. So let's go to navigational bar, then let's see margin dash top to be equal to negative, let's say negative 5%, and let's see how the appearance will be. So when you go back, then you reload our page, then you see it has pushed our navigational bar negative 5% upwards or upward the screen. Okay, hiding our list element, okay, on the navigational bar. So you are going to push it back small, let's say negative 3%, and see what you have. All right, negative 3% is okay. Now we are not seeing any white element around our, what do you call it, any white space around what? Background around our navigational bar. The stretching across the screen, and this is very, very, very good. So we are going to push the list element here, okay, which is now nav, navigational, our nav bar here. We are going to push them from the corner here towards the middle of what? The navigational bar, using the margin, the positive what? Margin, or the positive what? Padding. So you go back to our navigational, our CSS, okay, then you go and say padding dash top, okay, let's say 4%, okay, 4%, and then reload our page and see the 4% over there. But then this is too much, so let's say padding dash top, is, let's say, 2%. 2%. Yes, and we have a very catchy navigational bar, okay, spinning across our screen, hiding all white background and laying over the body of our page. But then we are going to reduce the height of the navigational bar. So you go here and then you go to the height, which is what, 150, and let's say 130, and see how it will look. All right, 130 is quite cool. It's quite what, cool. So you're going to maintain, or let's go for, 110. 110. Okay, so this is how it is done. All the website that you've been seeing or you've been visiting wasn't done just by a single click of code. Please know, as you do the coding, you run the site and see how it will look. Sometimes you have to do try and error to get the actual thing that you want. So that's why this tutorial is going to teach you, going to help you. You are going to build everything from scratch. You're not going to all the research that you do in the process, the things that I have to go and research and come and add to the code. You guys will see all these ones going on, so that at the end, when the final product come out, you will see, oh wow, this is good, and you'll be so proud of what being part of the whole journey. Don't go away, stay tuned with us, and then you continue on with what our discussion. So let's move on to fixing what our navigational what bar. All right. So now we have our navigational bar in place, but then the list elements are not well designed. So we are going to work on them by using what, the CSS. Now you could have just go in for list like this, and then say, let's say display equal, um let's say block, and then you continue encoding like this. But then this will affect any list element that you have on our page. So, but you're going to do it for specifically for what, the navigational what list. So let's say, so if you want us to do that, you have to what, move down from the nav into the element within the nav. So you can say nav, then ul, then li, okay, or nav then ul, okay, and we can start this coding for what, the ul what tag, okay, the list tag. Then you can say that our list, okay, dash star, okay, dash type should be equal to what, none. Okay, our list should not have any listing star. Okay, then let's say the margin should be what, 0, and let's say that the padding should be 0, and let's say that overflow should be what, hidden, and let's say the background color, you're going to leave it like that, because you're going to maintain the background color of what, our navigational what element. So when you come back to our page and reload, you see all the list star have been what, removed. All the list star have been removed. Okay, and then I want this element to move to what, the right part of what, of the page, to move to the right part of the page. So you can say that, for us to be able to do that, we can say position, and then the position, let's say relative, absolute. I would prefer us using absolute, and then we can define the right to be let's say 5%, or let's say 8%. 8%. Then let's save it. And when we come back here, reload, then you see it has moved our URL element towards the right part of our page. That is good. Then we can move on, and you want this thing to be in horizontal, okay, but it is what, vertical now. You don't want that. We come back to our code, and then you will deal specifically with that. So you can say now ULLI, okay, then you can say that display equal what, in what, line block, okay, and let's reload our page and see. You see they are what, in line. All the vertical column has been what, collapsed, and they are now in what, in line. They are in line. This is good, but then there is something that I want us to also work on. Okay, you can also say that the weight of our navigational element should be, let's say, of our list element should be, let's say, that's what you use. Let's try 80 pixels and see. Then let's say the height should be, let's say, 40 pixels, and let's define border so that you see what you are actually doing. Let's say 1 pixels. Then we have maybe color to be, let's say, then you say let's define a solid border with the color of, let's say, white. Okay, and let's say white. So when you come back, then we reload our page, you see they are appearing neatly over here. Okay, then you're going to push it into the navigational what, bar. So let's define margin dash top to be, let's say, 2%, and let's see how the appearance will be. Then reload. 2% is very small, so let's go by and check something like 10%, and see if it will push our element into the center of the navigational bar. This is good. So this is that. Okay, this is nice. This is really nice. Then we can continue with our what, code. All right, so that is that. Then we are going to still working on our what, navigational what, list. Now we looking at this, you have sign up, login, and logo, but that is not what we want. Okay, you want a situation whereby when you click on login, okay, it will send you toward the login page. When you click on sign up, okay, it will take you to the sign up page. But for our design, we are going to put our sign up page at this part of what, of our page. So the sign up will be here. So you are going to remove sign up from this end, and you want our start logo to appear here. So our logo will be around this what, corner. So this one will also be removed. So the only thing that you are going to need here is what, the login page. Okay, the login button. So let's go back to our navigational element and then go to our nav. And when you are creating a link to a page, you don't just use the name, but you place something called link tag, which of the A tag, then each reference to, then this should be called login.php. Okay, then you close it, then you can see that login, then you can close what, the opening tag of what, the link tag. Okay, so that if you do that and we come back and then reload our page and then click on login, you see it will take us to what, the login page. Because the login page has not been created, an error or page not found response will be what, given from what, will be given from the server. Okay, so what you do that you go back to our folder, dating app folder, then you click on new file, and you can say that login.php. And when you do that, and you come back here and then reload, and reload, let's see, login.php is here. Oh, but it is being saved into the include folder. That's not where you want it to be. We want it to be in our main what folder. So let me come and put it here. Let me take it from this end and put it here. Yes, move. Okay, and then it become part of what our header files, actual what web files. So when you come back here and then reload, the login now can be seen. So there won't be any error from what the server. So once we have created that, then we can go back to our code. Now we have a element whereby you use it to link to what a different page. Okay, a different page on our site. So if you want to access want to get access to a different page on our site, what element that you'll be using is what the a or the link what tag, which has the representative what a. It is a link. Someone may think that you have to use link. No, it's not like that. Okay, the link is used for something else, but the a tag is what you use to reference an element or to reference a page on the site. So now that we have that, we also agreed that the sign up will be on the home page. So we're going to delete the sign up, and then our logo is going to be at the very beginning of what of our page or of our navigational what element. So I'm going to remove the logo from this, and we only have what the list what element. So when we come back here and then we reload the login, then reload, so we only have what the login. We have the login, and it's not appearing nice at all. We are going to work on that. You come back to our CSS file, and then we can do more stuff here. Okay, we can do more there to make sure everything is in place. But then because we have added another tag onto our navigational element, we are going to move directly to that tag through the navigational element. So now then list element, then a link, then we can bring open and close what a bracket there. And at the A, you say display is equal to what block. We are going to display in terms of block. Then you're going to say that the color of the element, we are going to use black. Okay, we're going to use black of the text, rather the color of the text is going to be black, and then you will say that the text should be aligned at the center position. And then we can also say that the padding within our A element should be around, let's say, 3 pixels. And then we can say that a text calculation, okay, text calculation is what we have here. You see, this login here, the text have been what calculated, have underlined and colored. So we are going to remove that underlined characteristics from what our link, and we are going to say none. The text calculation equals none. So when you do that and reload our page, what you see the results. The underline has been gone, it's gone. We have everything perfectly what made for us. You see how our mouse changes pointer as we get to what our login what button. But there's still some thing here I want us to face. I want us to go back to the list element and say that text align should be what center. Okay, and then you can also say that the margin at the top position, which was 10%, we can increase it to, let's say, we can change the percentage and use, let's say, 10 pixels and see the outcome. When you do that, it is still just at the top there. So let's try 30 pixels and let's see what it will look like. Okay, and this is nice. It is at the center, close to the center of what the navigation bar, and I like it this way. And I want us to do something to this. Okay, I want us to do something to this. I am going to change the. We are going to change something very interesting here. We are going to add something called radius, called border what? Radius. Border radius. And let's define that to be, let's say, 10 pixels. And let's see what we'll have here. You see, nicely, but I want this thing to be super round. So let's go back and then increase it to, let's say, 15 or let's say 30. Okay, 30 pixels. And then I want the width of this thing to be a bit longer, so let's say 120. Okay, and let's go back, reload our page, and see, very nice button is what created over here. And the moment you point our cursor, I see it changes. When you click on it, straight to what? The login page. So you're going back to our page, and then let's go back and work on that thing again. I still don't like the way it is being what displays. Let's see padding. Let's add padding to the top, and let's see what will happen. Padding dash top, let's say 5 pixels, and let's see how the login will appear. Nice. So let's increase it to, let's say, 10 or let's say 8. Okay, only the top. Let's see what will happen. I think it is quite cool. It is quite cool over here. So once we have established that, we are going to do something to this again for it to look what? Nice. Okay, we are going to add what we call boss what? Shadow to that. We are going to add what is called boss what? Shadow to this button, and to make it look nice. And then I want us also change the background of the button to slightly white. Okay, so let's say that background color should be, let's use color code. Okay, then CE, should I use this one? Let's use this one and see how it will look. Okay, then we come back here, then reload. You see, very nice login button have been what? Defined over here. Very nice login button have been defined over here. And then we can change the color to purple if you want to. You can do that. Or we can also use box shadow in it. So you can say box shadow. We're going to add box shadow element definition to that. So let's say box shadow, and then we can say that it has a very simple definition. Okay, we are going to experiment together for you to understand. Let's say 5 pixels, and let's say 5 pixels again, and let's say the radius 5 pixels, and let's say the color should be black. Okay, and let's reload our page and see how our button will look like. You see, this is how it is appearing. It's not nice at all. It doesn't look good at all. So we are going to work our way on it. So let's say that let's remove this, and let's say 1 pesos, and I want you to follow up. Just do this one and see which one will be the best for you. Okay, let's add more. All right, so we have our background. Then we wanted to add boss shadow, but it doesn't look nice over here, so we're going to leave it like that. So let's see if we can add boss shadow to a navigational link, and so that you have some. But before that, let's add z index to our navigational link, and let's say z index will what 999. So when it does that, when you scroll, everything will pass beneath what our nav bar. Then we can say boss shadow. Let's say 3 pesos, 1 pesos, and let's say black. The color should be what? Black. And let's see how it will appear. This is how it's appearing over here. I really don't like how it looks. So let's see if you can do something to it. Say 8 pesos, and let's see how it will look. Okay, I think this is nice. So this is how you can do some of this stuff. Let's increase the shadow depth a bit. Let's say 5, and let's say 5, and see how it will look. All right, so this is looking good. This is looking good. It's giving us the sleek background I want us to have for our page. So this is where you end our tutorial for the navigational bar section. Okay, but before we go, I want us to add mouse hover event to the login, so that when you put your mouse on it, some action will be indicated, so that you know that we are on it, and you can click on it so that it will look good. So let's go back to our page and add mouse over event to the li element, or the list element. So let's say nav, let's say ul li as what? Hover. Okay, then let's add deflation. Oh, come on, what is that? However, you can reduce the opacity to, let's say, 50%. Okay, and then cursor, how the cursor should look like should be what? Pointer, so that you know that you are on it. Let's reload our page and see if it will work. You see, so that you realize that you notice that you have put your mouse on it. Okay, I think this is good. This is nice. So you end our discussion here. For the next tutorial, you'll be adding our logo, and then you also have to edit our image in Photoshop and place them neatly over here, so that our home page will look very sleek. Our home page will look very sleek. So until that, please don't forget to subscribe, and please always come back and continue on the journey. It's going to be a very interesting journey. You will learn a lot. Thank you for watching.